So this is how you can find us, and feel free to reach out to me if there are any of these titles that you want to see. They're also all available on NetGalley, so you can request them there. And we can go ahead and get started with the first slide. All right, so Not Your Hashtag Love Story by Sonia Hartle. This is the sophomore novel from Have a Little Faith in Me author Sonia. It stars YouTuber Macy Evans, who's doxxed after the woman sitting behind her at a baseball game live tweets about her supposed romance with the boy that she stumbled into. And that vaults her into a whirlwind fake relationship, but it also drives a wedge between her and the quiet small town boy that she really likes, who's got secrets that he doesn't want exposed by her newfound fame. So this is inspired by the Plane Day story, if any of you remember that. This about a woman who swapped seats on a flight and then seemingly hit it off with the guy next to her, but unbeknownst to her, the woman that she had switched seats with had actually recorded their interactions in a Twitter thread that went viral. So it sparked a whole conversation about privacy and consent in the social media age. So a similar situation happens to our main character, Macy, who works in one of the last operating VHS rental stores in the Midwest and runs a YouTube channel reviewing rare movies. So that combination is sure to appeal to fans of the 80s and 90s nostalgia, but it gives it a Gen Z twist. I really love the quirky small town setting, which feels almost like a Midwestern Stars Hollow. The Gilmore Girls energy is also felt in the mother-daughter relationship. Macy's mom was a teen mom, and they struggled to pay bills in their blue-collar town. And I also love that Macy is a recent high school graduate who isn't considering college. She says in the book, "In my house, college just meant taking on a bunch more debt, only to end up waiting tables until your feet fall off." So Sonia draws on her personal experience as someone who didn't finish high school, showing that there's more than one path to adulthood, which I think is something not seen often in adults. And then finally, Sonia expertly populates the town of Honeyfield with a cast of memorable side characters, especially Busy Evans, who's Macy's Graham, and her old lady knitting group, the Bees. And the love interest Paxton, who lives with his two grandmas and raises bunnies. Sonia is one of the most naturally funny talents out there, and Not Your Hashtag Love Story is definitely going to make you laugh. So I can't wait to hear what you all think. Our next title, and that one came out September 1st. Our next title is Far From Normal by Becky Wallace. This is her second sporty rom-com. She's the author of Stealing Home, which came out last summer. So in Far From Normal, Maddie McPherson is sick of Normal, both her hometown of Normal, Illinois, and being the Normal sibling. But when she lands a summer internship with a sports marketing firm, she finally has the chance to crawl out of her genius brother's shadow. Not to mention, a glowing letter of recommendation could land her the scholarship she needs to get her into her dream college. But Maddie's nickname is Calamity for a reason. And when the company assigns her to work with a 19-year-old MLS soccer star, Gabriel Fortuna, who is famous for crashing a Maserati after flubbing Italy's World Cup hopes, she wonders if she's set herself up for another embarrassment. She takes the brooding soccer star to his various appointments, and it's all going well, but maybe it's going a little bit too well. And the more time they spend together, the more Maddie wonders if maybe Gabriel's lack of catastrophe has more to do with him than with her. Because falling for a footballer is exactly how Calamity would botch this internship. So this is really a really fun story. I love that it includes soccer, which is something that a lot of teens are watching these days. This is a story for all the teens who aren't naturally gifted, and as I include myself as one of those teens when I was a teenager. But she makes up for it with drive, which is something that definitely appealed to me as a frustratingly average test taker. So I could have used this story when I was a teenager. And like Stealing Home, Far From Normal offers a fresh look into the business side of athletics. Becky draws from her own experience of working for a sports marketing firm, and it just shows there's actually very little emphasis on the actual sports in this book. It's really more about the behind the scenes drama of sports, which I think will appeal to both sports fans and non-sports fans. Also, the love interest in this story is the definition of your misunderstood bad boy with a heart of gold, and I think that he will probably be your teen reader's next book boyfriend. Our next book is Blazewrath Games from Amparo Ortiz. This is an ambitious, rollicking fantasy debut from Amparo, who's an exciting new voice in YA. This book is How to Train Your Dragon meets Quidditch Through the Ages, set in an alternative contemporary world in which people compete with dragons in an international sports tournament. So 17-year-old Lana Torres has always preferred dragons to people, and in 1 week, 16 countries will ship out riders and their dragons to the dunes of Dubai, where the Blazewrath World Cup is being held. Lana is going for a spot in her native Puerto Rico's team as their runner, the only player without a dragon steed. But after rescuing a prize dragon from an attacker, Lana finds herself with an unexpected gift from the International Federation of Blazewrath. She's offered a spot on the team. But reality sets in when she realizes that she's now going to have to face off against these dragons on foot on her own. She also has to deal with the return of the Sire, an ancient dragon who's been cursed to remain in human form, and he may not be able to wield magic anymore, but his army is burning down dragon sanctuaries, freeing captive dragons, and murdering humans, and he is not going to stop until the Blazewrath World Cup is shut down permanently. So now she must choose between playing the game she's been chosen for or fighting a war that no one ever really asked her to. This, I like to say, is the story for everyone who wished Harry Potter could just be about Quidditch, but it's also so much more. Amidst the dragon battles and political maneuvering, the story hits on themes of Latinx diaspora, as the main character, Lana, a native of Puerto Rico, lives in Florida with her white mother and struggles with feeling estranged from her island home. Its message of home, diaspora, found family, and coming of age will strike a chord with teen readers. It's also got a fun, campy tone without a romantic subplot, so I think it works really well for younger YA readers. And it fills an important need for intersectional diversity. The ensemble cast comes from all over the world and comprises a wide range of gender and sexualities. And we got a really great starred review from Booklist for this one. Our next book is The Puppetmaster's Apprentice. This is the debut novel from author Lisa DeSelme, and it's a gender swap Pinocchio meets Frankenstein. In this dark fairy tale retelling, a girl is commissioned to build an assassin for a dark-hearted tyrant. So impressed by the work of the Puppetmaster and his apprentice, Tavia's ruler, the Margrave, has ordered dozens of life-size marionette soldiers to be sent to Wolfspire Hall. When the orders for more soldiers come in with increasingly urgent deadlines, the Puppetmaster's health suffers, and Pirouette, his daughter and protege, is left to build in his stead. But there's something far more twisted brewing at Wolfspire. The Margrave's son wants Pirouette to create an assassin, and he wants her to give it life. So with Tavia, her country teetering on the brink of war, and her father dying in the dungeons, Pirouette has no choice but to accept. Bracing against the rise of the next blue moon, the magic that will bring her creations to life, she can't help wonder if she's making a masterpiece or a monster. This is a moment for Gothic-tinged fairy tales like A Curse of Dark and Lonely and Wicked Saints. Puppetmaster's Apprentice fits in really well with those books, and it's sure to appeal to a wide range of readers with quick pacing and accessible prose. We've gotten 2 really beautiful starred reviews for this one. We're really excited for it to be out in the world. And then we have 2 books that are coming out in the winter. The first one is Written in Starlight, which is a standalone companion novel to Isabel Ibanez's Woven in Moonlight, which came out this past January. And this is, the Woven in Moonlight received 2 starred reviews and was reviewed by NPR very, very well. And so in Written in Starlight, Catalina, the queen, has lost everything. She's lost her throne, her home, her best friend, and she's been banished to the jungle. She knows her chances of survival are slim against the predators lurking, but she won't yield. She's the rightful queen. And when she stumbles against Manuel, the son of her former general and mentor, and her last remaining loyal citizen, she realizes that not only will she survive, now she can take back her throne. For deep in the jungle, a lost city of gold is hidden, home to the fierce Ilari tribe, the city of Paititi and powerful allies. But the Yalari are fighting a dangerous threat of their own. A mysterious corruption is turning the jungle to ice and ash, laying waste to everything the Yalari hold dear. As a seer, Catalina should be able to help, but her ability to read the future in the stars is as feeble as her survival instincts. If she can't help the Yalari, not only will she lose the chance to reclaim the throne she's lost, but the home she's found in the jungle will disappear completely. This is a sweeping romantic fantasy, and I think anybody who loves the friends to lovers dynamic will really enjoy this book. And then our last book, Into the Heartless Wood by Joanna Ruth Meyer. She's also the author of Echo North, as well as a couple other fantasies. This is an epic, heartbreaking, and darkly atmospheric fantasy. It's the story of an impossible love between a monstrous tree siren and a boy who lives at the edge of her wood. In this book, the forest is a very dangerous place where siren song lures men and women to their deaths. For centuries, a witch has harvested souls to feed the heartless tree, using its power to grow her domain. So when our main character, Owen Merrick, is lured into the witch's wood, one of her tree siren daughters, Saren, saves his life instead of ending it. Every night he then climbs over the garden wall to see her, and every night her longing to become human deepens. But a shift in the stars foretells a dangerous curse, and Saren's quest to become human will lead them into an ancient war raging between the witch and the king who's trying to stop her. This novel has elements of Beauty and the Beast, except that the roles of Belle and the monster are gender swapped, so this gives that a fresh twist, which is something that Joanna has done really well with Echo North, which received 2-star reviews. And it's a beautiful story. There are 2 points of view. The male character is written in prose, and then the female, the siren, is written in free verse. So it's really well done and beautifully written. And we are very excited for all of you to read them. And that's all I've got.